Hey, we are back, and we are back with Adventures of Africa with Matt and Mark Swedlin. And Matt is a big motorcycle journalist. He's done a lot of work with Harley Davidson. He writes articles for different magazines that I know. He's a big LinkedIn user. I see a lot of his stuff on LinkedIn as well. And I don't know what Mark does. So I'm going to introduce Matt and Mark. And Matt, you could tell us a little bit more.
No, nobody knows what Mark does.
That's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, he's my sidekick. That's what he does. Thanks for having us. It's fun to be here. It was awesome to listen to Alex talk about his tours.
Yeah, did you know Alex?
No, I don't know Alex.
Okay, good.
We're ready whenever you guys are going.
You know what? I was going to say that because I want to go back with you guys. You guys did some amazing tours. I was telling Tice at the beginning of the show that you sent me all of these routes, and because I was really going to go, because I really thought I was going to have time. And, that was just crazy. My sister told me that right away. She said, "You're nuts. You got to stay here for like a month and a half with everything you want to do." I had this all planned out. But you guys did some amazing routes and trips. I'm just really excited. The pictures were really great, and just excited to have you guys here with us.
Yeah, it's really fun. He and my mom did it the right way, because the impetus for going there was my sister got married in South Africa. So
Same thing.
We were going to the wedding, and my dad and my mom actually went for, how long did you guys go?
We were there almost a month.
Wow, that's the way to do it for sure.
Yeah, so you did Kruger, you did Victoria Falls.
Yeah, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Victoria Falls, and did a 15-day van safari with about 10 other people that were all in their mid-20s. So.
Oh my God! So tell me, don't the days just? I mean, I think they go by quickly. It's like, wow, 15 days on a bike, and you'd think it would kind of get mundane a little bit, or I mean, it just, to me, every day was, I don't know, exciting, So
it always goes by super fast.
It does.
So they were there a month before the wedding. Then I showed up. We did the wedding up near Johannesburg, and then he and I, and then my mom and my aunt flew down to Cape Town, and that's where. And then we did a motorcycle ride for about 5 days, which again was about 20 days too short.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Mark, you rode an Indian out there.
You had a Victory.
A Victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually started with, I at the time worked for Polaris, so we were able to rent a cross country for him, and I started on a Chieftain, which unfortunately broke down. So then we switched, and I ended up on a BMW GS, which I had actually never ridden before. So it was kind of a nice thing to happen, because I got to ride, try out a GS for 5 days, which was awesome.
Oh wow, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, just jump on something that you are going to experience with all the other experiences. So tell me about the routes. Some of your routes were so cool. Like you went through mountains, dirt roads. Are they mainly dirt roads? Do you get paved roads? I mean, what type of riding are you experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, actually, Alex's Harley tour he'll be able to hit probably 99% of the roads that we hit. South Africa, particularly down by the coast, by Cape Town, is a really big tourist area. So most of it is paved. The one kind of famous pass is Swartberg Pass, and that is dirt. But I think overall we maybe did like 40 miles of dirt. It wasn't very much.
Not as much.
It was mostly paved and frankly, really nice pavement. The biggest challenge is that you're on the left side of the road. So are, driving on a motor, every time you go into a corner and there's a car coming the opposite direction on the right side, it's a fleeting moment of panic.
Dodging baboons once in a while too, that was a challenge.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine that. Yeah, I'm sure. I didn't think about that. Yikes.
Yeah, a lot of the big animals, like Alex was saying, are in in the preserves. But there's a lot. I mean, there are warning baboon signs everywhere. We came up on a couple kind of families of baboons and picked our way through carefully. And ostriches, we saw ostriches a lot.
Was there ever an animal that you thought might have been a little apprehensive to be around?
Well, we were apprehensive about the baboons. It wouldn't take much for one of them to hop up on your bike. You don't have the protection of the car, but otherwise, not really. Our first day, so we left out of Cape Town, and if anybody ever goes to Cape Town in South Africa, I don't care if you're there for like 3 hours, you need to rent a bike and need to go ride or drive, do whatever, get on Chapman's Peak Drive. It's like 20 minutes outside of Cape Town, and it cuts along the mountain. I think it's a couple hundred feet up above the ocean. It's a sheer cliff, and you're just carving along the cliff, along the ocean. It's absolutely.
Wow. So if you get too close to the edge, it's not a good thing.
Well, there's a wall, but if you were not paying attention, I think the bike would probably stop, but you'd fly for a while.
Oh my God. Did you see in both of the interview roles that you both were at? I guess that's a popular spot, is to be at that southernmost tip, was it?
Yep. Yeah, right where the Indian and is it Atlantic? Yeah, Indian and Atlantic Oceans meet. It's the southern tip of South Africa.
The photo right there.
Yeah, that one.
Cape what?
Cape Agulhas.
Yeah, you both sent me that picture, and I thought that was so cool. I meant to mention that to Alex as well. That was very cool. So, what was your? I don't know. You can't say. What was your favorite part of it? I mean, what would you go back and do over?
What was your favorite part?
Oh man, probably the favorite part was our one-day great white shark cage dive.
So I saw that.
So we weren't on motorcycles at the time, but that was.
How did Tice look at Tice is over there? He's in Africa there. How did you get there?
I don't know. I saw that too. The pictures were going by. I was like, how did I end up in Africa here? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. But
click your heels. Click your heels.
Yeah, I had a great time. I guess I was doing a stunt show
in Africa,
in Pittsburgh, Africa.
Right. Exactly. So, you guys, there's a lot of, and you speak about Cape Town a lot. There's a lot of, not a lot, but there's dealerships, motorcycle dealerships in is that where they're mostly at? Cape Town and Johannesburg.
Yeah, there are a bunch in Cape Town. I think there's a few in Johannesburg and a few of the other bigger cities. I know there's a bunch in Cape Town, obviously because of the tourism. So there are a lot of different places you could rent bikes. And I think probably for me, the Great White Shark cage dive was, it probably was both of our highlights. But we also went to one of the bigger game preserves. Like Alex was saying, some of them can be kind of small, but we went to it was the Burden Route Game Park. And that one is huge. They have, I don't even remember how many thousands of acres they have, but versus some of the other ones, the game preserve where the wedding was at, where the lions were, it was basically kind of like a zoo cage here, and then all the other animals.
Wow.
But probably the scariest part, the shark part, was you almost felt you're underwater. You almost feel like you're watching great white sharks on TV.
Yeah.
But scarier part at the nature reserve. You're just in an open air truck, and they drive into the huge lion enclosure, and it's a huge area. They release animals to let the lions take them down. And you're just driving up and we were probably 20 or 30 feet away from land. And the driver, the tour guide, is in an enclosed cab. So
And you guys are in the open.
But that was also amazing. And then, like I said, I would go back and forth across Chapman's Peak Drive 100 times. It's absolutely an amazing road, one of the best roads in the world.
That is so cool. So did you guys didn't go on any tour? You just kind of, your sister was there, so you went down and you mapped it out yourselves? Because you told me that you have another one coming up that you're mapping out. I mean, that takes a lot of work.
We're kind of always in the process of mapping out some trip. I think
That's awesome.
3 or 4 trips.
I get exhausted. I basically wait and he tells me what to do and where to go, and I just show up.
That's what I want to do. Just somebody tell me where to go and what to do, and I'm all good with it. You plan it out, and I'll be there.
The really nice part about technology, though, is that South Africa, a vast majority of South Africa is Street View. So I did almost the whole ride on Google Maps via Street View before we even went there. And the other trip that we did, which is this one up here, we went to Patagonia 2 years ago, and we did our own trip. And that was the same thing. Most of the roads were Street View, so you could kind of pick out where you're going, and that made planning the trip a lot easier.
Wow, that is so cool. I love it. So that is really neat. And what's your next trip?
Okay, good
You
question.
got to pick between about 6 or 7 different options.
That's great.
We would really like to do Nepal or Tibet. That would be amazing. That one, there's not a lot of street view. That one's pretty out there. That's about
Yeah, I had
going back to Africa would also be. I was mentioning like Namibia and Botswana. Those are both amazing too.
Yeah, I was
Bolivia.
supposed to do a Tibet trip before all of this Corona stuff came up, and
That's right. Yep.
no,
That'd be amazing.
we talked about that. Me and Matt are into some projects together that we're gonna be debuting here pretty soon. But hey, guys, it's been great talking with you guys. We got to let you go. But thanks so much for joining us, Mark, Matt. Love hearing about your adventures, man.
All right, sounds good. And if anybody's interested, just type Matt Swedlin into YouTube. I have a whole bunch of videos up from our trip.
Yeah, and they're really good.
I have a video for each day of our trip. So that's fun especially if you need something to do during quarantine.
Yeah.
Get lost in our travel videos for a little while.
They are really good. I went through a handful of them, and they're really great videos. And they keep moving. They put some great music with them. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Bye.